Hello, welcome back to A Course in Miracles, lesson 253. Oh, yeah, I'm Tomas Garza. And I really thank all of you for joining in and watching these videos, whether you're coming from Enlightened World Network or from this channel itself. Welcome. All right, you're more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Let's lead in with that. Do you feel that? I hope you do. If you don't, I hope you come to feel that. And maybe these comments that I'm about to make from the workbook for students will help. Lesson 253, myself is ruler of the universe. Power equipment across the street agrees wholeheartedly. Oh yeah, myself is ruler of the universe. Capital S, right? Capital S, as distinguished from lowercase s, the ego, this personality or persona that we put out there into the world, our brand, so to speak. Nothing against branding in business. It's important, especially if you're an entrepreneur or a company. But really, there is no separation of any kind. This is about personal power. Myself is ruler of the universe means that you're not powerless. Now, who among us has not felt powerless? We all feel like everything is spinning out of control sometimes, don't we? And there's nothing we can do. We're a victim. We're dropped here in a whirlwind of disaster and misunderstanding, lack of communication, right? We often feel a victim of the world, of other people, of other political parties, of circumstances completely and utterly beyond our control. Yet, on the spiritual path, we come to realize there's no one else out there. We are in control. Everything that happens is ultimately because we willed it to happen. Everything that doesn't happen is because we did not will it to happen. Not that we said, oh, well, this isn't going to happen, but we willed something else. Mind is that powerful. It's that powerful. This is why, incidentally, you see on social media and in the spiritual arena so many classes, so many posts, so many videos, so many workshops about what people call manifestation. Operates on this principle that you are the ruler of the universe. Now, where almost all of these workshops stop short is in doing the deep level work of forgiveness. Because as we see, we might be able to manifest a brand new shiny car, an expensive Mercedes or a Lamborghini, a yacht, hot, sexy partner, hot, sexy bod, right? We can manifest all those. New house, more money, better career. Why? Because when we put our intention on something, it appears in our experience. It may not appear right away, but it does. It appears in our experience. In other words, we see what we want to see. Now, how powerful is that on the spiritual path? We have to admit that if this is true, we're seeing suffering, strife, warfare, because we chose it. Maybe not in this lifetime, could have been in the distant past, but we chose this. The power in this is we can unchoose it. Now, where all of these manifesting workshops often stop is they don't go far enough. in fact. It's not enough to just want a boat, a yacht, more money. You can get that, of course. It doesn't bring lasting happiness. So if you have participated in many of these and experienced some success, right, only to find that you're still not happy, it's because the goal is not, for most people in these scenarios, the peace of God. Now, if you set that as your goal, what you want, guess what happens? You see what you want to see. So do you want the peace of God? Because you are in control. With control, of course, means we have to take responsibility and own our stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have to own all of our psychodrama. I know, right? Sorry. It's true. It's true. Yeah. We have to own all of the crap that we interpose in life. We throw it up as a giant barrier to our experience of who we really are. It gets in the way. Forgiveness clears that. Present moment awareness helps us to clear this. We recognize along the path that we are indeed the ruler of the universe, self, capital S. There is no separation of any kind. Like creates like and only like. God creates like himself and only like himself. There is no separation of any kind. One with means one with. One with. At some point, no matter how much time we may spend denying that verbal math, we reach a point where the verbal math becomes so compelling and in our face, right? Smacks us maybe sometimes. And we have no choice but to happily accept that, well, we just made a mistake. That's all. Ourself, capital S, is in fact ruler of the universe. We made suffering, we can choose differently. Power of choice right there. I mention that a lot because this is what spirituality is all about. It's about present moment awareness and choice in the present moment. That is it. That is all. Everything else might be a happy diversion. So if you set intentions to have a hot, sexy partner and a hot, sexy bod and trillions of dollars, unmarked bills, cash, a couple yachts, so be it. So there's nothing against any of those. There's nothing against having hot, sexy partners in life, if that's what you want, right? There's nothing against having money. We need it. We need to pay bills. Yeah, you know, I'm in business, right? We need these things here in the world. But we have to recognize on the spiritual path that they don't bring lasting happiness. Lasting happiness is the peace of God. And we are taught in this workbook, if we would listen, and I hope you may, hope you're doing it, right? That above all else, we want the vision of Christ, who we are. We want the peace of God. When that becomes the goal, as in your only goal, then, so to speak, here on the path, you're going places. You're going places. You start to have a vastly different experience in life. And if you don't believe me, then I invite you to try it. That's all. I love skepticism, by the way. I've said this on a couple of videos before, but let's talk about this. I love it when people come up to me with skepticism, sometimes deep skepticism. It's a really good question to ask, how do I know what you're saying is true? How will I see results? And it's also a really good question. What's in it for me? Why should I care? A familiar question in the business world, isn't it? Really, people naturally ask these things. Well, I'll tell you what's in it for you. The peace of God. Is that what you want? Why should you care? Are you sick of suffering already? Sick of feeling great one minute, horrible the next, in a never-ending yo-yo that goes on and 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 on? These are questions that I cannot answer for you. You, as ruler of the universe, can only answer them yourself. You, as ruler of the universe, are the only one that can make the choice in the present moment for God, for love, for light. It's a tremendous power. Why wouldn't you have that? We can pretend that we're victims. We can pretend otherwise. We can pretend that we're plopped down in the sea of chaos to sink or swim, struggle, affected by the whim of evil beings that are out to get us at every turn. Right? We can believe all that. We don't have to. This is the beautiful message of A Course in Miracles. It's the beautiful message of spirituality in general, is you don't have to believe that crap about yourself. It's just a mistake. It's just a mistake. The ego does not want to admit that it doesn't exist, right? Doesn't want you to admit that you were simply mistaken. Yet what's in it for you when you say that you are, and recognize that, and get out of your own way enough to let the Holy Spirit run the show and show you otherwise, what's in it for you is peace, happiness, power, real power, not temporal power like political power or the power that employees confer upon a boss, for example. It's not that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the truth of who you are. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want you to access. That's what I want you to recognize. It's not enough, of course, for me to wish this for you. You've got to wish it for yourself. There's no spiritual teacher in the world that can wipe away all of the drama from your life. You can forgive it yourself. You can choose in the present moment love over fear, God instead of the ego. You can do that. And who else? Who else is going to make that choice? I'm not going to make it for you. I don't want to make it for you. Even if I could, I wouldn't want to do it. And I can't, so it doesn't make any difference. All I'm doing is sharing my experience with this material and inspiring you, I hope, to take action. So the question is, you're going to do that. You're going to do that. Will you act on this truth from lesson 253 in the workbook? Will you act on the truth that myself, yourself, is ruler of the universe? That's how powerful you are. So, happy process realizing that, because it can be very happy indeed. I invite you to try it. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video.